June. It's a month with a huge importance. Yeah, it's the Pride Month, but what if I tell you that it's also one of the months with more fatal aeroplane incidents according to analog of data I found myself. It's up to you, believe me or not, but the difference to the average people on internet it's I have sources, a script, and say that I am stupid. Well, not enough to try to steal 9,000 pounds of sugar or going over the skies on June. We are now in our first case, which I call the McDonald brothers. So, the flight 700 seats, which aircraft was an A McDonnell Douglas DC-9, of course. Also, the flight origin was California, and the plan was stopped on Utah, after twice in Idaho, and two times over Washington. Different to our second protagonist, which was the smallest McDonnell bro, the jet F4B Phantom 2. So the story goes this way. The 700 seats, so the big brother, was flying over the San Gabriel Mountains as same of the little brother F4B, which have the same area. Both of them share same blindness because the 700 seats was a commercial flight ignorant of any military aircraft even with radar traffic reports, while the F4B actually 200% blind because the reason for his flying was going to Nevada to find some help and fix technical issues. So, in 15,000 feet, the F4B did a 306 degrees roll to search any aircraft on their path. And the worst, actually, they was going right away to a goddamn commercial flight, the 700 seats. Even with the best effort, both brothers, because both of them share the same manufacturer, collide in the air, ending smashing on the goddamn ground over the mountains. So yeah, and middle air collide between an commercial flight and goddamn supersonic jet sharing same manufacturer. Yeah, only one survived between 50 casualties 49 civilians and one for no F4B pilot. All this mess happened on June 6th in 1971, California. Maybe that specific case was just a skilly zoo between two aircraft. That is so rare. It doesn't happen in the real life that much. But what if I tell you about the 1956 Grand Canyon Mid-Collide Collision? Like I said, the Canyon Collision Part 1. In a relaxed June day, if it is possible, and Luke hit an L1049A super constellation was a flight 2 departed from California equal to the Douglas DC-7. Yes, this manufacturer again. With a nickname like Maynard Vancouver, or also like Unity Airlines Flight 718. The Flight 2 of for me Constellation was flying to Chicago, and the Flight C718 of Vancouver to Kansas, both going by same route on 21,000 feet, mostly by same reason, which was going above clouds due to meteorological conditions. So the drama, the juice, the issue that both of them going flying on same uncontrolled airspace, and during that time, ATC or air traffic control don't give a shit about the Grand Canyon airspace. Constellation and Vancouver are going over the Grand Canyon, blind and not aware of each other. Where is this before? So, yeah, you guessed it. Both aircraft hit each other and then kissing the cannon ground. Nobody survived between 128 people aboard to the both flights. That stayed like one of the deadliest air crash for 1956 and the deadliest on Arizona nowadays, if I am not wrong. Or somebody break the record while we are talking. I think you started to see the patterns. If both are going blind on same route, something awful will happen. This case is not a weird one, but instead a mysterious one. The Northwest Orient Airlines flight 2301. So, we're still in the 50s. Everything looks okay. The ACT on those times wasn't the great thing, but the point. And Douglas DC-4 went from New York and Minnesota and then to Washington. As you can realize, this aircraft don't make it, but no by other aircrafts. This Douglas was flying over Lake Michigan, where on like I don't know 3,000 feet and 18 miles away on any shore, the ACT lost radio contact and the research started with the Coast Guard. Something I didn't mention in the last two cases is the research because it's kind of easy, or at least possible, different to risk and huge water body. With that said, the research end up with nothing but some debris and human body fragments on surface and ashore near to South Haven, Michigan. The funny thing was in that time, the 50s, of course, the New York Times reported the case on June 25 because, well, maybe you see in the last two cases that it's something local or something that nobody really cares about, but hey, now this case was public and yeah, it exists now. The common version of the crash is the aircraft passed over bad weather, ending with a line of thunderstorms, and so lost control and becomes one windy lake. But hey, the Michigan Shipwreck Researchers Associate started to search about this flight on 2004 and find something in 2008, a unmarked grave of some human remains recovered from ashore in St. Joseph, and find another burial site on cemetery on 2015. Yay. 58 souls going that fly which never will seen again since June 24 of 1950. Oh, also, one of the researchers wrote a book talking about the huge research naming Fatal Crossing, the mysterious disappearance of blah 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 blah. You can search in the description in the video if you want to. Someone's smashing each other. Others just disappear in body waters, making it more harder to find remains of victims or airplanes. But only a few meets everything else together. Now be aware of the existence of 1972 Lake Winnebago mid-air collision. Two aircraft, because there is impossible that happen a middle-air collision with three aircraft. Maybe I do research about that, but right now, I'm 2,500 feet over the ground over the Lake Winnebago And now you already know the business. The Air Wisconsin Flight 671 playing this model in screen because I am so tired to name airplanes models, and also then the North Center Airline Flight 290 is this model aircraft because I am so tired to speak right now. And now five people were going that craft, and the other one, the Kennedy DH twin other, was going on 8 people. Yeah, so the Haviland from Wisconsin to the other side of Wisconsin. Will the conveyor from Chicago to Milwaukee? Yes, same route over the lake. Yes, both not aware of each other. But different this time because the National Transportation Safety Board investigation point out almost a year later in the incident which killed 13 people in both aircrafts. So they just say, yeah, the crew failed to see avoid each other, but according to the same report, both aircraft don't ask advisory to the TAC, so the air traffic control, by maybe thinking, I don't know, everything will be okay. So some part of the foul is from the air control. So then the NTCB recommended to the Federal Aviation Administration and simple favor. Lock in, dude! Thankfully, they just did, since the report on 1973 where the collision take place on June 21 of 1972. The administration started to make a standard on training flight crews that put more effort on avoid other planes. Please. Please, please, please. Because of the system of the Grand Canyon collision part 1, that means that it's supposed to can exist the Grand Canyon collision part 2. So, well, that's happened because, yep, another Grand Mid-Air collision in 1986, Grand Canyon. Same deal, nothing more like different this time, but and somehow this new because listen here, the collision was between DH seats to another and a Bell 200 seats. Yes, and
Helicopter, helicopter!
Canon, but different sides, but same place after all. So they fly to admire the natural beauty of the Grand Canyon National Park, like everyone else. But both am the same idea to see the Grand Canyon and in touch each other in a rom-com. That will be the cutest scene you will see in all the day, but which are both are aircraft going in the sky to maybe 6,000 feet from the floor. Well, that's no ending happy. How many died? Like 25. And according to the legend, the NTCB said the crew failed to see avoid each other. So the FAA was recommended to regulate flights over some points to avoid air traffic. Look in, dude, look in. By now, maybe you are thinking, yeah, the aeroplane crashes sucks, and all of them ending with awful fatalities to all souls inside them. But I will give you some hope to them this fucking video. The Air New England Flight 248. So, this aircraft was another, well, the Haviland blah 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 to another three, I don't know what to say. But instead to be a truly awful accident, well, It's still been an awful event, but just because we already look up other cases that are worse, don't become less this accident. At least I am trying to, because just looking this at so stupid. This flight from New York was going to the bad weather. Yes, the bad weather made the pilot did an a lot of skilly shoe and flying on the sky, ending crash over the woods in Yarmouth Port. In well, the only dead was the pilot. Still, being another 5 injuries, making up 9 survivors of 10 people in the flight. The rescuers finding all of them, recovered only one body and remove debris. Well, not debris, just a whole plane of the woods. Well, nothing. That's all. So finally, left behind such horrible cases of aircraft tragedy, I want to say that please don't take a flight in June.